Hi, everybody, and
Wait.
welcome to
Why
this
are there
game.
two of me?
I don't know why there are two of you.
I dragged myself on here.
Like I said, they're multiplying.
I said you did asexually reproduce. Anyway,
Do it.
who knows? Maybe you're the god of lizard folk and you have male and female parts.
Oh gosh.
Which is a thing that can happen.
It is.
He only
It
has
is a
male
thing.
parts, but maybe he lays eggs out of his mouth like Piccolo.
What? Those are the blessed.
What?
I'm sorry. My popcorn just came right back out of my mouth.
I'm back.
Haven't you ever
Popcorn
seen
almost
Dragon
made it.
Ball?
No. Why did
Seriously, they would just lay big ol' eggs out of their mouth.
Oh my god.
Like a Yoshi.
Yeah, but more like snaky rather than cute lizardy. Like,
Oh gosh. It reminds me of that one SCP that does that.
Anyway,
Sorry.
since everyone decided to bring their character tokens out here like a narc.
Hey, my
Deleting.
character token was on there before.
Well,
I just wanted to join
I
the
was in a major close up and then all of a sudden boobs.
Oh. I like how we have Doom now on sale for $6.99 written over top of the church.
You know, Boo, one of these days I'm gonna edit these videos and I'm going to, like, poke your character when they're this big.
Yes, Daddy.
Gross.
Yes. You should have seen that coming.
I just take a drink and I eat and I hear the most like weirdest of things. No offense, Ed. I've never heard of what you told me before, but like I take a bite of my popcorn and then Ed says their thing, and then my popcorn just goes flying out of my mouth like what?
The
And
popcorn
that
was
whole
saved,
yes,
yeah.
daddy sexually. I was taking a drink of my Coke and I almost spit it across my screen. Thank you.
that's how the Namekians reproduced. It was in Dragon Ball. Someone back me up.
I didn't watch Dragon Ball, so I can't back you up.
I can
didn't either.
I can actually back you up on this. It did happen.
What happened?
Thank
I wasn't
you.
paying attention.
Well,
We're
you missed
moving
it
on.
now.
This is safe for
Okay.
after.
Who here remembers what happened last time? If you do the recap, I'll give you some inspiration if you impress me.
I remember
heck
some
yeah.
of my stuff. And I will let Ed
Yeah,
take it.
I know that our Neko friend got a nat 20 on her dance moves and actually attracted a bunch of customers for Bambi who gave her a whole fish.
Okay.
Mhm.
What else happened?
I do know that our friend has finally departed. I'm sorry, I couldn't
Herrick.
remember Silver's name. Herrick, thank you. Tiefling included, free of charge. Who is writing that?
It's looks like it's in Mocha's font.
But anybody can change it to the font. Oh my gosh.
Anyone
Okay.
can change it.
Continuing on.
Yeah.
I do remember that the Neko was with the succubus, waking up. I also think that Lenara and Miss LSD had a talk. I do know our wonderful grave cleric, talking to the bartender, and that this town is
Indeed, I was.
all about the dead. I feel like you're at home. I also have
I
weird
remember there was a
suspicions.
big talk outside of Bambi's carriage. There, or outside of his wagon, there was a talk between Lil Nara and Azure and oh my gosh, I
Oh.
forgot your character's name. What was your name again, Moonflower?
Oh, mine. Oh, Yuna.
Cat
Yuna.
pet.
That's it.
Neko
And I
Power.
think Aegis was going to the church.
Oh, that's right. And we also had a weird thing about like when Yuna's like, "Beautiful lady," points to Linara, and then Bambi's like, "No, this is beautiful," and points to Asher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bambi's under the impression that Azure is female and has noticed how very pretty she, in quotation marks, is. Because she's very shiny.
Aww. When's the
Someone-
wedding?
You could say that's almost electric.
Thank you, Boo, for your contribution.
I almost spit up my soda again. Right. And one free ride on the human female. What? Okay, I'm shutting off my mic here.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be the last one
Well-
they do.
This offer of the inspiration was only towards one person, so Ed and Moon fight to the death.
I think I have my
Well-
inspiration from last time. Give it to Ed.
Okay. Ed, you can
Aw,
have it.
thank
Spend your
you.
inspiration to win the fight and get more inspiration. It's perfect.
No, I think I got inspiration last time from doing the review.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to see that though. But it's in my notes.
Just mark an inventory. That's what I did for mine because there's nowhere to put on
It's,
this sheet.
it's by your death saving throws. It's a little box that says inspiration, and then below it has no. You click the no, it turns to yes.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I see
didn't-
it now. Huh,
I didn't
okay.
use mine last time, so I give it to Ed.
I still have one to use. Hey, we're stacking inspiration, guys. We're saved.
Woo!
Woo! We're so inspired.
Yep. And I'm not giving out anymore.
I think I'm the only one that doesn't have inspiration, and I'm the goddamn bard.
Hey, Aegis also doesn't have inspiration.
You don't count.
Okay.
He
So-
does.
Heartless.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember all the things that I wrote for this fucking adventure. Okay. So. You're all together. You're all discussing things. Who should I follow first? Is now the question.
Did
Because-
Aegis go to the church?
They just did go to the church. And I'm trying to remember the man that he was speaking to before. What was his name? Do you remember? Because me, for the dum-dum that I am, I did not write down the name.
I thought it started with an O, like Oscar or something.
Well, it's Oscar for now. Dane?
I'm here, yes. Sorry.
We're following you.
Me?
Yeah. Do you remember the god of this temple? What they're called?
Brain. My undead brain that needs to function. They were the god of... I know they were one of the gods of dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Kellenvor.
Let me see. Kelvamore, yes. You are correct.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Don't get inspiration. I'm good.
She says she's not giving it out anymore.
I know. That's why I was saying I was kidding.
Until these 3 hoarders use it.
I will when I get a really low roll.
No more inspiration for the rest of the game.
Bambi hasn't gotten any rolls yet, so he has no opportunity.
Okay. You go over to the church. Where someone had done a whole bunch of graffiti on it. So,
There's
why are you going over here? It's right over there.
Because I had to get my character out from underneath people.
Okay. So,
You just try and look up skirts.
you arrive at the church. I might as well change the music for it. Let's see if I can find things for it that makes you think church of the dead. Church.
Organ music works.
Dark Souls music works.
Didn't they have a cathedral in
Silence
that game?
works.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here you go. You enter into this giant temple. And you see a bunch of symbols for what you assume to be the god of Kelimvor. Yeah, Kelimvor. The symbol that you see that is around looks to be a skeletal arm holding up scales in balance. Kind of reminds me of your own Anubis with his own scales.
This god has style. I like it.
It's fairly quiet in this place, and it's filled with the scent of like frankincense and perfumes. That's the scent that surrounds you. There are different pews, and you notice how big this place is compared to all the other buildings in this town. Like, this is like the giant centerpiece, and there appears to be possibly a second floor if you look up to the rafters. Despite how big it is, it's not very flamboyant in riches. Seems pretty simple. There's a few things here and there, but it's simple.
Minimalist style. I appreciate it. I will simply look around to see if there happens to be any pastors on the job right now.
Oh yeah, there are
Or-
plenty.
Right. Excuse me, sir.
What is
He'll
it?
call out to one of the pastors.
Okay. You notice that the pastors, the worshippers, they're all cladded in somber gray vestments. And you notice that some of them brandish swords or bastard swords on their side.
Those must be the weapons of their god.
You notice not all of them have it. Only some. One you're talking to, yeah, so the one that you have spoken to seems to have this sword on them.
Greetings, my good sir. I go by the simple name of Aegis, and I've come to learn more about the places of death, if it were to be properly explained. I've heard great word via mouth, the fact that this entire town worships a god of death, and that you guys take good care of your dead.
Are you interested in joining the clergy?
As much as I would love to join the clergy, I am afraid I have my own god of death I aspire to serve.
I see. And who is this other god of death?
He goes by the name of Lord Anubis.
Very well. Hello, brother.
Hail to your brother. The first floor seems rather nice. I was wondering if I may get a small tour of the area and possibly the morgue.
Why do you wish to see our morgue, brother?
You should know You should know as well as I that all clergy of death must aspire to at least understand how one dies, and the wishes of the dead afterwards.
The way that one dies is simple. The clock ends. It stops ticking. Wishes of the dead I can understand. Are you new to the clergy and this is why you seek to understand?
In a sense, yes.
Very well. Come with me.
Thank you very much, sire.
As you, follow this, man, he, unless you're gonna ask him a couple of questions, he's not going to, he doesn't seem very talkative.
There will be a couple of questions asked.
He, leads you down to the basement, or at least down the stairs. And this is where the smells of frankincense and perfumes are strongest. And you come and you see, basically the morgue. This is where the dead are washed. And prepped for burial. You notice that there is like a portion of where they take the measurements of the bodies and then they basically put them in a coffin. And they show you how they bury their dead. One thing that sticks out to you is that the way that they bury their dead, they ensure that it makes it very, very difficult for necromancers to get in and raise them. And the way that that is ensured is that not only is the coffin nailed shut, but the rituals and the cleaning in place is supposed to protect them from necromantic energies. Because a lot of the people here you learned get buried in coffins. That's the preference. there is a closed casket funeral before they are ushered off into the graveyard. Like, and that's how it is done here. And you learned from I don't know, talking with them, is that it's not only that they provide the last wishes of the dying and provide burial services to those who died alone, because that's the main emphasis on the people that they help the most. It's the people who die alone, have no one to care that cares for them, to tend to them. But they also set out to cure disease and battle the undead.
Well, that would explain the swords.
Yeah.
My good sir, this entire trip has been quite the informative experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned quite a lot.
If you
There's-
want to learn what some of them are called, because there's, like in most churches, people have certain stations. The ones who wear a bit of the armor and the gray vestments and the bastard swords are specifically known as Doom Guides. AKA paladins and clerics. They are specialty priests. They are made specifically to hunt down the undead. And that's the one you're talking to right now. This is a Doom Guide.
I see. You have such a lovely experience here, and I do appreciate the information of the tour. I was sent here for a couple of reasons. One is, yes, I'm still new to my clergy, but I also seek to learn how each race and each religion treat their dead. As one such as myself would love to learn how each person who passes should be properly handled. But there is one thing that I was sent to try and figure out, as it seems to be the biggest mystery.
Which is...
From my personal thought, how do the dwarves handle their dead? I was sent here on a quest to help with these fabled dwarven ruins.
I'm afraid you are asking the wrong place. I say this because the dwarves disappeared hundreds of years ago, and records of that long cover nothing of dwarves in this town.
I see.
If you wish to learn more about the dwarves and possibly their history, my suggestion would be the elves. They tend to live longer, and they know things. Just be careful. A lot of them are rather snooty.
Well, I can kind of understand that when it comes to elves. I appreciate your services here, sir. Thank you. I bid you a fine day and a swift death one day.
Death is but part of life. Fear it not,
Indeed.
evade it not, and view it not as evil. To fear death delivers you into the hands of those who can bring down death upon you. So to you I say, die with dignity, neither raging nor seeking to embrace undeath. Do honor to the dead, for their strivings in life brought Eberron to where it is now. And to forget them is to forget also where we are now and why. So I wish you luck on this journey. And if you ever do find the dwarven remains, treat them with the respect as you would your own kin.
Aegis will nod his head, tap the bottom of his staff twice before as he will walk away. Thank you, kind sir.
It is no problem.
And I do believe that covers Aegis, as
Yep.
you will go to rejoin the group.
Yep.
I will say that was really touching.
Yeah, most people tend to roleplay churches as like, there's something nefarious going on here. No. not this one. This is, I'm gonna be frank, this one's probably one of the few that, if you need a clergy that's got your back, it's probably these guys. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, this church, you know what they're doing up front, and it's literally just handling dead and killing undead. They're the best.
Yeah. It's just like, and if you explore more of that church, you notice that there is like a wood shop, and they measure, and this is where they make the coffins. They make the coffins themselves. Like, there's a lot of labor that goes into it, and a lot of people who like are studying the sick. And you notice that some of them are wearing peculiar bird masks, like your dear friend LSD. Is that, and this is what you notice when looking past the infirmary room. Because you do notice that there are some people who are sick here, possibly with a cough, and they're like, seem to be grinding up some medicine, but they still wear this mask and clothes that completely cover their body. And it's always a bird mask.
Always a bird, never a raven.
It's always like, it's interesting. You look at them and it's like the same bird every time. It's either like a crow, a raven, a vulture. It's birds that are usually the symbols of death.
That's fair.
Yeah. You're not gonna find a parrot wearing one. The last time that guy came around, he gotta get kicked out. He was too joyous.
We're not happy here. We're doing a job. Oh shit, I turned on my TV.
Exactly. Do you want to talk to any of the people in the infirmaries and noticing that, or do you want to leave on your way?
Aegis will politely decline and be on his way, as he intends to talk to someone else.
Okay. So, if that's the case,
Someone else's turn.
I'm looking
We're all in a
at
group.
you.
Yeah, we're all in a group.
So, what you were doing last time was that you were speaking to one another. Do you remember the context of your conversation so I can help you lead on to the next bit?
I don't remember the huge
Bambi
conversation.
Bambi had lent out stools and was just sort of like fidgeting awkwardly and offering drinks and just being himself.
Okay. So, you guys are being fed by this giant.
Well, he's out of food. Remember, he sold out completely.
He sold out completely.
I have a fish
Getting
though.
drinks. Yes, you have a fish.
Yeah, you guys, unlike going to church like your other friend, are here enjoying the sights and the views. You can either choose to talk to each other or continue exploring the town. Up to you. Because odds
The
are,
cat is being petted.
Wait, what?
The cat is being petted. The cat has no choice in the matter.
No, cat lets the pets happen. As she's numbing on her fish, you just hear purrs.
Very nice. Yep. Very, very nice.
I don't have a cat purrs thing. I need to get a cat purr sound.
So, eventually, at one point, you see the familiar face of Georgie. He's finally awake.
I have no
Eh.
idea who this guy is.
Yep, you see this tiny man with a handlebar mustache. And his handlebar mustache seems to be, flexing and wiggling as if stretching itself.
Wait, what?
That's not alarming whatsoever.
Caterpillar, don't worry about it.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It's familiar.
Ugh.
Don't say insects. This is a cat that will prowl.
Oh, hello there, my friends. I'm sorry I seem to have, passed out on you. How is this town, by the way?
Well, we seem to have misplaced one of our people, but we gained 2 more.
Gain 2 more. Oh,
Pet the cat.
my! And he goes, well, Miss, Yuna, I believe your name was?
Mm-hmm. How does he? He's just gonna like look over into Lenar's. How does he know?
I remember overhearing it with, Mr. Nerdu and, Miss LSD.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no, about ne'er do well.
And he goes, either way. Oh, well, look at you, sir. And, he, looks to, you, Bambi, and he goes, I've never seen anyone who looks like you. Mostly because where I'm from, there's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole bunch of crocodiles where I'm from.
If we spent every 10 minutes introducing some race you didn't know up in this part, you'd spend a whole total hour doing it.
I know, it's great. I love learning new things.
And then if we did the animal races, it would probably be a bit more.
I'm a lizard, not a crocodile.
Oh, okay. I know. You are a cousin of possibly the other lizard folk that live in the desert. It's very dry over there. And I assume that you are aquatic in nature. Yes?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
seen. Not a lot of water where we're from. So the lizard folk that we have tend to be shorter, actually. Anyway, I wanted to talk to Miss Yuna here. Miss Yuna, I wanted to ask if you had any plans on what to do now. Because I know that circus was your home for quite a long time. And you're probably very far from the home that you once knew as well. So I'm wondering, because I would hate to leave you all on your own. What are your plans?
She's coming with us.
What?
She's coming with us.
Is that something she wishes to do?
Mm-hmm.
You wish to come with us. It's going to be a very dangerous journey. We're trying to find the ruins of the Dwarven city of Jondirok.
Oh. Hey, question, Mocha.
Hmm?
Would Yuna know a little bit about any of this when she was at the circus?
You know, weirdly enough, that does sound familiar.
Ah. Oh, go ahead. You were gonna say something. That's why I was like.
Ah, well, you remember that Bobinski loved to collect things, and one of the things that he collected, you remember overhearing talking about, was a weird-looking ring that he part of the way of going to Jandrak. But he never had any desire to go there. Mostly because he said, I'm pretty sure it's full of dead people. And the dead cannot be entertained. They've lost their funny bone.
You'd think it would be more prominent.
No.
No. mean, it would be
So,
dead silent.
if anything, he just had the piece as a collector's item.
Okay. When Georgie is saying that, she's like thinking and her ears are twitching, but when he says the name, she's like, oh! Yeah, Babinski had this ring.
What?
Yeah, Babinski was a collector of many things. I was with him for... And she would probably remember how long, too.
Yeah.
How long she's been with him. Yeah.
Insert year here.
Since I was a kitten.
Yeah, or when I was a kitten. No. 6-7 years.
Okay, 7 years. You've been with him for over 7 years.
And, well, he said it would lead to Jorgen? I can't remember the name.
So it's John the Rock.
Jean the Rock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you say it very quickly. It's Jean de Rock. So de Rock. You say it quickly and it sounds like an actual name of a place.
Okay. Jean de Rock?
Yeah.
Like that? Okay. So he said that he never wanted to go to the place because it was probably filled with a lot of dead people and that they all lost their funny bone.
That's why the cube was reacting. It was because there was something from John the Rock nearby. Fuck!
I don't think we're getting anything anyway from that place.
No, I think we burned that bridge. However...
I mean, if you want to go back to your previous point, we can if you want, but you'll probably regret it.
I'd rather not go back to such a place.
I wasn't talking about there.
Did you say John the Rock?
Yes?
Like Jean de Rock cakes?
I do not know. Is there such a thing?
There's stories about famous recipe lost to time.
My friend, are you interested in joining us?
I sure would like to try one.
He thinks for a bit and he's like, well, we could stand to use a little bit of more muscle. I have to check my finances. Ooh, boy.
As I said, we lose one, we gain two.
Yep. Alright, what is your name, sir? Again?
Bambi the Destroyer.
Well, we do need a destroyer, so.
Oh, I don't do that much anymore. I'm a chef.
Would it be adequate if we find John the Rock, that this recipe shall be yours and that could be part of your reward?
Yes, if the recipe's there, I take that instead of money.
I certainly would like to study it as well. I've never heard of John Dirok cakes.
Supposedly there was a king. He ate a John Rock cake and cured.
I see. Well, this is something that is most fascinating. But I think we're a little bit stuck right now. He's like thinking for a bit, and he goes, if there's more than one item to make a key for John the Rock, I don't know if this cube key will be enough to get inside. And now the question remains, and how many parts are there to assemble the whole key to access the ruins? Much less, we only have a theory on where the ruins are at this point. It's the reason why we're heading to the mountains. Gonna move you guys over here to the map so you guys can see. In your imagination's eye you go, since we're here in Jasmine Town, the only thing that I can think of going next, if we look at the map that was given to us by Hurik, bless her, she had to go back to Hyperion City, is Wolf's Point, where there seems to be a series of caves, and that this is where the Goliaths now reside. Yes?
Maybe.
If that's the case, perhaps we look to Wolf's Point and see if there are any ruins there, or if there is a hint or hide of a key. Because if there are keys to enter the city, maybe that ring wasn't the only ring around, and maybe this cube is not the only cube around. Perhaps there are different keys scattered throughout. But I don't know how many pieces you need. More research must be done. So my friends and new friends, I ask you this. Do we want to stay in Jasmine Town to regroup and study? Maybe earn a bit of coin? Or do you want to head out to Wolf's Point now and see what we can find there?
As much as I would love to stay in Jasmine Town, people of death are very nice here, it would be better if we continue onwards towards Wolf's Point. The truth of these dwarves still are quite of high importance, at least to me.
Yes, the biggest allure of this mystery is where did they go, because it seemed that they just disappeared overnight. And a lot of
how they are buried.
and a lot of the history and the records surrounding that point is gone.
Fortunately so.
Lenara, your words?
I'm fine with going anywhere.
Very well.
Although, if we want to do research, it might be an idea to head to one of the main capital cities. They can have the bigger libraries. I don't even know if this town has a library.
Well, I know that they have a church, but I think that church is,
They don't count. Also, I'm not exactly going to walk into a church.
This is true. This is true. My apologies. So, what are the major cities here in this in this land? I know Hyperion City. You might see Hurik again.
Hyperion's the human city, then you've got the elven one, although we probably won't be allowed in there because they're all assholes. You've got Valeria, Botteleria?
Botteleria.
Boletaria.
Boletaria.
And,
AK, I stole this from Demon Souls.
Botteleria.
Botteleria. Alright, so...
It shall not be Botteleria.
Could there possibly be a place that... So if the Elven City won't let us in, we have Hyperion, Bottleria. Are there any other cities that we can go to that could possibly help us?
Possibly the Goliath capital city, but that's up in the air. Don't know if they're accepting visitors at the moment.
Well, research shows that since Goliaths and dwarves tend to share the mountains, they might know a little bit of each other's history a bit more.
If they have any form of records that we can actually read. Otherwise,
Then-
it'll just be mostly word of mouth that we're dealing with.
Wolf Point and any minor city might be better, because from what I know, their capital city is currently in the process of moving.
Moving? Moving to where?
Places.
Interesting.
Look, it's not all that exact, okay?
It's not all that exact for you.
I was told in passing by someone else, and then they mentioned it, and now I'm being there. Anyway, let's just carry on.
Alright. So, I guess the idea is that we continue on to Wolf's Point and see if we can find anything there. Correct? And then if there's nothing there, then I suppose what we can do is go to Hyperion City. Yeah.
Well,
We could go to the meeting town.
There's a meeting town?
It's a neutral town for all of the races, but yes?
We might as well head there then. Perhaps the shared races bit will be good.
I have no idea. I've never been there myself.
Well, neither have I. So this will be an adventure for the both of us.
I think we should go to Wolf's Point, and I need to restock.
All right. So, should we head there now? To Wolf's Point.
Wolf's Point is the closest.
If we are going to go there, better now than later when we go the opposite direction.
This is true. All right, gang. We move out.
Maybe at this Wolf's Point, I'll finally have a use for my ring of water walking.
Who knows, friend? Who knows?
You have a ring of water walking?
Yes.
Well, that seems incredibly silly, but okay. You might want to take that off, because I don't know how you're going to walk on top of snow. You won't get any grip.
The fuck is snow?
Water,
Yes.
frozen.
Yes, what the fuck is snow?
Snow?
Yes, what the fuck is snow? And then you hear a voice behind you guys go, I wish to know what this snow is. And you see LSD.
LSD!
Your jumps.
What is snow?
I prestidigitation snow above their heads.
She looks at it. Does it melt in her hands?
Probably, both from like the spell not being able to make that much and the fact it is snow.
Why'd you make it rain on my head?
All Aegis feels is just his hat getting heavier.
No, this is what I imagine. You make it, but because the temperature here doesn't support it, it just turns into water immediately. And she goes, so it just rain, it water. It's no problem.
It's colder.
I should be able to walk on it.
This is gonna be. And Glenara just pinches her chin and everything, just goes, Joe, let's just go.
You'll see when we get there.
I freaking hate the snow.
like
What
the snow?
should we expect from the snow? Ne'er-do asks, as he also appears behind you guys.
Damn it, nerdy!
Hold.
We need thick clothing.
Thick
Bambi just like
Unless
keeps
you're the-
flinching every time someone appears.
Possibly the cat doesn't.
He does have fur.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh! I mean, I have a way to sustain myself in the snow, but...
I like to
Fine, we'll get
imagine
you thick
that.
clothing.
I like to imagine that
It's a cold.
that when she's in a cold place, she's like, "Ah, it's cold." She like puts like her thumb to her mouth and it goes, and then like all of a sudden she's like covered in fur.
I'm like Covenant.
I have a feeling she does sand baths at this point.
Yeah. No, I don't do sand baths. I'm a half human being.
She just licks
Like-
herself.
This is
Thank you.
unhalf.
Bambi?
We'll see when we get to the snow.
Bambi, you feel a soft gloved hand touch your shoulder.
No.
And you see LSD who is staring up at you, and she goes, "You are new."
The cat acquired another one.
I am LSD.
She did introduce herself to me.
What is your name?
Is she talking to Yuna or to Bambi?
Talking to Bambi.
Bambi.
Oh, Bambi jumps at being addressed, and he says, I'm Bambi, the Destroyer.
Be proud of who you are, is what she says. And then she continues staring forward. Yep.
But I would probably, hearing that, just be like, not everyone can.
She ignores you. Or at least it seems like she ignores you. LSD says, "We find thick clothing and then we go." So, are people shopping for thick clothing? I'm just gonna say you guys get clothing and I'm gonna say what the price was. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Alright.
Ready.
So, the price was for thick clothing like this, for adventurers like you, I'm gonna say was 50 gold.
Hey, Mocha,
I don't have enough.
What's my
Since
money?
Bambi is sort of used to foraging and hunting. Would he have fur clothes? He doesn't cook.
Does he have a reason
Animal.
to go up into the mountains?
He's been traveling all over, and he's trying to avoid this.
Then I'll say yes.
Question, was the 50 for everyone or individually?
That's for everyone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll just minus 10 gold pieces.
Yep, so it's
Yeah, I'll
10
take out
each
10 for me
you
too.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Luna would probably buy one for her and her cat.
Do you whatever her and her cat.
I have money.
You get a collar too while you're
Don't you so?
Did you
No,
get
you're-
the cat
did
a
okay.
leash?
Wait, I'm not a dog.
Cats
That's
still
your
have
cat.
Cats
leashes.
on leashes.
I am a self-sustaining Neko. Who was in the circus for 7 years. Jesus, I don't need to have a leash.
Wait, self-sustaining, aren't you under little Nara's protection right now? And aren't you being paid for by her?
No, I don't think so.
She
Yes,
doesn't
you
pay
are.
for your clothing right now.
She paid for the clothes.
She did.
Mhm. She did.
In other words, she's your sugar mama right now.
Yeah, exactly. You're not self-sustaining at this point.
At least let me have like a long cloak with fur on the inside. That's all I need.
Okay, so
You probably would.
if you guys want to describe your winter clothing, you are free to do that. Make it as individual as you want, or keep it as simple as you want. I don't give a fuck.
Whoa,
A,
the great
A
mighty
just
lord.
A just comes greeting the group with a nice big fluffy cloak. That is currently also covered in design of bones. The
We're gonna
bone
say-
cloak.
Kinky.
On the
We
back
always
of
know
your
that you want
cloak,
the
you
bones.
didn't see it. It said you've been boned.
Hey, he'll love it. Just give it to someone else. Or better yet, smack someone with the cloak.
Alright, who's next?
I just feel like when you flourish your cloak, you'll hit somebody every single time now.
Aegis, stop boning people. That's my job.
I do it to live. What the fuck do you do it for?
Okay, cool.
You know I'm just gonna
And
wait
toss my
to
cloak
see
in the
who's gonna...
Discord, that's it.
Oh,
Well, Bambi didn't buy his stuff, but I can still describe what he's got.
Mhm.
Okay, he's just got some like cobbled together furs that he's crudely like he's tanned, and he's sewn them together, so that they're more of like a cloak, but it's like worse than anything professional.
I like it. Does he have little booties?
He has like slippers, and like he also has like leg wraps.
Alright, I love it.
So that his claws can stick out, so he can like doggy paddle if he needs water.
Yes, of course. I love it. Ah, it's so adorable. I wish I could draw a picture of all of this, especially the you've been boned cloaked.
don't worry. Don't worry, DM. I have you covered.
Alright, pay extra attention. Take notes on this.
The boner cloak.
One detail's off. She's a mimic. He's been replaced.
Oh,
Gold guy, can you imagine mimic
I mean, another
Oh, no.
option on the back of your cloak could have been, I got a bone to pick with you.
cloak? I think I prefer the first one better.
You've been
What is
boned.
it? A goddamn night rope.
Alright. So, Lenara, what does your cloak look like?
Lunara's actually just looks like a standard brown cloak. Almost like it's of elvish design.
Okay.
Basic.
Well, it's probably looking quite thin for an actual winter cloak, but it's probably got like minor enchantments on it.
So, I'm gonna... Okay. I love it. Is there any more that you're gonna describe? Is she wearing, like, fur boots with it? Like, a hat? Gloves?
Probably just got like a pullover hood that's got a little bit of fur lining around it,
Okay.
just to catch snow so it doesn't fall in your eyes.
Yep. Alright. You
It
know,
looks like an incredibly basic cloak.
I love it. Yuna, what are you wearing?
This will depend if she'll let me wear it. So, hey DM, do you remember what Rabbery wears?
I do remember what Ravery wears.
That is what Yuna will wear, but it will have a hood with hers.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Ravery is a Tabaxi character that I play. And she wears a fur petticoat. For the snow with
I
little
love it.
booties.
I love it.
Yeah, and you can see her in the other game that Moon runs, actually, which is the Frost Maiden game. So, it's called Winter of Despair, I think. And I have it on my YouTube channel if you're ever interested in seeing the craziness there. So,
Hashtag plug.
yeah! Why the fuck not? I just say, you got a problem? I'm like ready with a Glock or something.
No, no Glocks.
Okay,
It's
no
only
Glocks.
found, only $4.99.
Yeah.
How,
God darn it.
how dare you?
I don't have an OnlyFans account. You wish I did. Anyway.
We all do.
Oh, well, thank you.
Rude.
Now that that's described, I should describe what your companions look like. So I think the one who has like the most change to them because he was really, really worried about the cold weather is Georgie. Georgie is like wearing like a very like thick like puffy coat that's like made with like that's like it looks like that on the inside it's stuffed with fur, but on the outside it's like leather, but the amount of fur on the inside is so much that it kind of puffs him up a bit, and he has like a scarf around his neck along with like a
So the
hat.
plump guy looks even more plump.
So
Dwarf.
yeah, and
he's a roly-poly.
yeah, he basically looks like a roly-poly right now. And he's wearing shoes. He is actually wearing shoes because he wants to protect his feet. He heard that the snow can hurt your feet, and he's like, I don't want my feet hurt. But you know how cats and dogs, when they wear booties for the first time, walk? That's basically him right now.
No, I don't, because I'm not evil enough to put
I don't do that
shoes on
either.
dogs.
I'm just gonna imagine he's waddling. That's my imagination right now.
Yeah.
He's waddling.
Yeah, he's
waddling and kicking his feet at the same time.
yeah, basically. And he's like, I'll get used to this. Don't you worry. I'm just imagining him with like that. The type of hat that he's wearing is like that aviator hat. And he has goggles on the top. And he like is wearing like a very puffy like fur leather jacket. And he goes, I am ready for the snow. Whatever the fuck it looks like. Apparently it is cold, and they said that I could lose my fingers and my toes if I am not careful, so I made sure to cover all my bases. But I am getting really hot at the same time.
I was gonna say, you probably shouldn't be wearing it until we get closer.
Agreed.
But I already put it all
At the
on.
same time, you're...
It's hard to get out of it. Please, someone help.
It's okay, but I want to poke him. Yuna wants to poke him, and if he falls over, he will become my ball.
He does fall over.
Oh god.
He falls
Bambi
over,
actually,
and he rolls a little bit.
Bambi
instincts
hurries
activated.
after him and
Cat on the
tries
loose,
to
cat on the
unbutton
loose.
him.
Someone
Alright.
get your cat.
At this point, you're now playing Georgie Ball. And he is now rolling down the hill, going.
Adara just sort of stood there like, I don't know whether I should stop her or join in.
Let's go catch up with them first.
Fuck! It happens in the south, and now it happens up here in the north.
I don't know what happened, but I'm enjoying this.
Okay, now describe what you do to poor Georgie as he is trapped. He tries to get up and off, but he's too covered. It's like the kid in the Christmas Story. He can't get up on his own.
Oh no.
Bambi pulls him to his feet as gently as he can.
Ha! This is great. Now, please help me get out of this because my arms are tired.
Aww. I wanted to chase after him more. Like a big yarn ball.
I am not a yarn ball! I am not a play toy! I am not going to be treated like how the orcs treat me!
It works.
I use prestidigitation to make him look like a ball.
You are now talking with a ball with a handlebar mustache.
I use dancing lights to make a red dot.
Why would you do this to me?
It is now moving on the floor.
God, this happened.
Snapping patterns.
God, this is just like what happened in preschool. And college. And high school. In all
why high
schools.
What's college or high school? Where are those schools?
Oh, it's something in the north. It's very high on education. So there are things called schools where they teach a whole bunch of people things. Yeah, we established this education system because we believe that everyone has the right to be educated. Like, for example, almost practically everyone in the South knows how to use magic. Like even like farmers.
I was wondering as to why they called my
Really?
place.
Oh
I
yes.
was wondering why they called my place Anubis University.
Oh yes. We in the South we have a firm belief that education must be shared, not hoarded by the elite. Da 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 da. Commentary. So, now comes Nerdu. Nerdu is wearing what looks to be a green elven designed cloak. He is wearing fine black gloves, and he seems to have a hood like Lenara. In fact, the design seems similar to Lenara's, only like green, and it has a specific pocket in it where you see his snake familiar occasionally peek out.
Lenara probably looks over it and goes, well, one of us got to change as a joke.
And he goes, no worries, and he snaps his fingers and he has his cloak be intricate. He has his jacket be intricately designed with what looks to be different runes and star and moon symbols.
There we go.
You know me, I don't like... Well, actually, you don't know me that well, but I understand. It's bad taste to wear what other people wear. Anyway.
I like your snake.
Thank you. I like him too. And now comes LSD. LSD, when she comes out, as opposed to wearing the sundress that you guys, or at least that very light flowing dress that everyone's used to seeing her wear, she appears to be wearing something a bit different. She is wearing something pink. She probably paid a little bit extra to have it. You get the sense that pink is probably her favorite color, despite her attitude. She it looks to be like the same design as the dress before, but it has a fur underlining on it. And she has what looks to be just a scarf and nothing else. So generally she looks the same with the only exception of the scarf. She goes, I am good. And now, with all those descriptions out of the way, I am pushing you off to Wolf's Point. Someone roll me 1d100 as you guys go past the graveyard. Okay, 32.
32.
32. And then after this is where I'm gonna call it. Sound good to everybody?
Oh, okay.
Well, I know that Ed has to sleep soon.
Yeah, it says better this way.
So
Yeah.
I feel like if I find a natural conclusion point, it'd be better for us. So...
Yeah.
Not only that, but I'm not finished with the map of this area yet, so...
Ah.
Yeah.
And also, I can
I know
actually
that
work on
feel.
the winter outfits too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Only if you want to, sweetie.
I'm
Alright.
going to.
Alright, 32, 32, 32. Ah, this one's not so fun.
Uh-oh.
As you walk on by, past past the graveyard, you see a man standing over one of the graves. He looks to be a merchant, like a traveling weapons merchant. And you just see him put a couple of flowers on the grave as you guys walk past.
Oh.
Just to make the world feel a little bit more alive, you guys appear in Wolf's Point. The air grows colder. And for the first time, ages, there's a bunch of white stuff.
The fuck is this?
And that's where we're ending it for today.
I was going to say, would actually compact a ball and then throw it at Aegis.
Snowball fight.
Should we end with a snowball fight?
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Alright.
Yes!
Here's a really important question before we do that. He's got the water walk ring on. Does he just sort of float above the ice or walk snow to someone like
I'm going to say, the most that the water ring is going to do is that it prevents snow from getting into his shoes and turning into water.
Well, the main reason I was asking is because the way you get grip in snow is by digging into it with your feet.
Yeah.
Which is
slides
how
around.
you
I'm
water
going,
walk.
I'm going to say he cannot water walk on snow. It only applies to liquid water.
So in other words, I
No.
need.
It only applies to liquid.
So in other words,
No,
I
because
really
if
need
I-
to make sure I have.
If I allow, I know it would be funny, but if I allow that, then you're gonna be asking, well, can he walk on gas? Or water vapors, which is technically a gas, and I'm drawing the line. No, it's only on
So
liquid
spit it and
surfaces.
throw into it and watch him fly up in the air.
Mhm.
So here's the thing then. So that just means that all I needed is to get those. Oh wow, the fuck is wrong with my uvula there?
So my next question, if it's only liquid water, can he walk on clouds?
She just said
Only one way to find out.
Oh, no.
Send me to the sky.
If you ever go into the sky with Aegis and you want to test that out, I will let you test it out and let's see what happens.
God.
Well, you guys have a massive snowball fight. Georgie gets pelted immediately and is on the ground and can't get up.
Why don't I get this feeling I'm pelted by LSD?
He was pelted by LSD. Who then is like,
Sandy hides in his carriage because it's cold and that makes him sleepy.
yeah. LSD seems the most entranced by the snow, while Georgie seems horrified by it. She's like, I think it's like the first time you guys see, like, she's like picking up the snow, she's like examining it, she's staring at it before throwing it into everybody's face.
God,
And-
that's so
And seemingly enjoying herself for the first time since this journey began.
Oh.
I
Her
wish
and
this spell
her.
didn't do damage.
Lenaro... Oh, sorry.
No good.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lenaro just looks at her and is like, "You're a child," and then you purposely prestidigitations a ton of snow to fall on her.
Why is this
So,
prestidigitation wars now?
You do that. Because it can happen now. Almost like she's sensing that you were going to do it. She she sprints towards you, and now you have basically a druid sprinting towards you with a giant snow cloud, like
Oh, God.
behind her. It would be fun if it didn't look so intimidating with the mask. And just anime running towards you.
Oh, she's anime running. I've got to do the anime stomp to like summon a snow wall using
Yes.
prestidigitation.
You guys have a snow battle, and it is epic and fun. We can go more into those details later. I'm ending it here. Let's remember this, because this is going to be fun, and I do want us to have a snow battle.
Yes.
Okay, for fun. Alright.
Yeah, for fun.
Next time!
Yeah,
Snow battle!
for fun.